Y'all listen. I'm gonna keep singing,
Singing,
I'm gonna keep singing,
singing,
I'm gonna keep singing, yeah.
singing,
Said I'm gonna keep singing.
singing.
Get it.
He could take any song and truly put the Ray Charles stamp on it.
That sort of improvisatory approach, the blend of all the styles that he incorporated, the country and gospel influences and all those things that he heard as a kid that just came out of him, and jazz, and the unique way that he sort of mashed it all together and put it out through this really unique instrument he had.
I really feel honestly that Ray saw himself as an interpreter. If you listen to anything he did, the art that and he's an artist, was exploring the interpretation of a song. Ray told me, he said, James, a good song tells a story. And if I played a song for him, and I would do that quite regularly, I'd say, what do you think of this? Sometimes he'd say he liked it, and sometimes he'd say, well, you know, there's no story there.
Probably most importantly, with all of those tools, is that he was a deep, deep soul. And when he sang, he felt it, and you felt it.
Wait a minute. Take a look at me and you will see I'm at the point of no return.
Love's Gonna Bite You Back is one of the two songs that I thought about even as a title for this project, because thematically, as you listen to the lyrics, these songs are pretty much about being in love, in and out of love, the pain of love. This track was completely done. All we had to do was mix it, and I think it's one of Ray's great performances. If you really listen to the song and you think about who else could sing that song and pull it off, it's really enlightening in terms of the magic of Ray and what he could do vocally that so few people could do. There's a lot of lyrics, it's very rhythmically tricky, but he pulls it off effortlessly. I think it's one of his great performances, and I think it's a great song.
I should have been there when you were lonely. If you see the tears fall from my eyes, you have to be in love to know the reason why. The joy and the pain.
Could be the title of this album, because that's kind of what the whole record's about, virtually every song. This is just a great swinging number with a terrific arrangement that Ray had worked out on the road. He played this song a lot live. And in fact, I think it made its way onto a live recording or two, but there had never been a studio version released. We didn't know there was a studio version until we went in there and found this. So this is Ray's studio version of a song that he did often on the road. It was kind of a, touring hit for him. It just never found its way onto an album. We did find it on the reel of the 4 songs that he seemed to be compiling an album. So that seemed like, in many ways a centerpiece for this project.
I don't know, but I know. The wheel of fortune goes spinning around.
This, I think, goes back to Ray's love of a good old-fashioned song. It's a very old song. The original version was kind of kitschy, but he did it in a much more soulful, deeper way that I think brought out some of the pain and angst that perhaps the songwriter felt.
Oh, wheel of fortune, please don't pass me by. Y'all listen, I'm gonna keep singing,
Singing,
I'm gonna keep singing.
Well, this obviously is one of those fun Ray Charles songs. Also, just uniquely Ray Charles. I don't know who else could pull off this song or even come up with this kind of arrangement and make it work. So I love it in that respect. We've got Rayettes on this one. We've got a really unique sort of funky arrangement, and Ray's got these little improv, or little vocal segments where he steps out and talks, raps, sings kind of all at the same time. It's just a really fun song, but it's also kind of an upbeat song. In other words, in the pain of lost love and everything else that's going on in life and all the things that can knock you down, Ray said, let me just keep singing.
sock it to you.
change in the weather and a change in the sea. From now on, there's gonna be a change in me.
Yeah, There'll Be Some Changes Made is a song that's been around for a while, and Ray decided to take it, in a much more bluesy approach. And this is one where I think he had the idea and just went in and did a very quick demo, because what we had to work with was Ray playing keyboards with a drum loop and singing. And so we had to add all the instruments to that one and sort of fill it out. But he very clearly set it out to be a blues number.
Isn't it wonderful just being here together? Isn't it wonderful?
The Ray demo was just him and a keyboard again, and but a really cool, fun song, almost Randy Newman-ish. And so again, we just add a little bit of rhythm section to it, and kind of some live musicians to help support him. But this is one of my favorites. I think it's just a really fun tune.
Why should we hold back what we feel inside, baby? Let's not, 'cause the thing is you need me and I need you, and that's a fact,
He had done a pretty extensive demo on this, but it was clearly a demo because there were synth horns and things like that you just wouldn't want to use. So we had those transcribed from a very talented guy, Shelley Berg, brilliant pianist, brilliant musician. Asked him if he could just transcribe everything that Ray had done on this track. In fact, Shelley helped us with a lot of these, where we had the demo things and we wanted to authentically recreate it. So Shelley would transcribe it so the musicians had in front of them on paper exactly what was played by Ray. It sounded like this song was written later, I would say 90s, and there's a lot of music like this where he seems to experiment with even doubling his voice and things like that we may look at later for another project. I thought it fit. It was a little more modern than the other stuff on the record, but I feel like it fit really well. It also fit thematically in terms of the Hurts to Be in Love theme.
I can tell just by the look on your face. A little bit here let me down, spoiled my act as a clown.
Ray had laid out these incredible background vocals and strings and everything, and just never got to doing the rhythm section. So all we had to do was add a little bit of bass and drums and mix it, and it was ready to go. It's really interesting how normally it's not done that way, that you record the whole top of a song and don't put down the bass and drums. Most people kind of start with the bass and drums or some sort of rhythm track. And you even thought for a minute of just leaving it like that, a cappella.
It spoiled my act as a clown. She's gone. G-O-N-E gone.
It's a really funny song, and it's interesting how he takes, it's a sad thing about she's gone. He makes it kind of an upbeat, fun song. And you still feel the pain in the unique way that Ray could communicate the pain, but it's an upbeat, kind of a two-step country thing, and a great piece of music. This one was completely done. All we had to do was mix that one as well.
Ray liked country music because it's white man's soul music. And there was emotion, there was a storytelling aspect, and it connected immediately with him. It was like plugging in something into a socket, and right away you get power. That's how it was with Ray. There's certain things he plugs into immediately, and jazz and blues and country were three genres that just immediately clicked with him, and that's what it was with country.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5.
Why me, Lord? What have I ever done to deserve even one of the blessings I've known? Why me, Lord?
So it starts out with Ray doing a really kind of funky keyboard intro. You wouldn't think it's going to be a country song at all when you hear that. And then Johnny Cash kicks in and sings. And this is an older tune written by Chris Christopherson. Johnny sings the lead and Ray sings harmonies and kind of sings around him, improvises, plays keyboard. He plays the intro and the solo and all the keyboard parts and all. It's really an amazing track, and these two guys sound so great together. And you can see it on the letters, and you can certainly hear it in the music, how fond they were of each other and how much fun they had doing this.
They had a friendship that's just undescribable. They remained friends up until Johnny's death.
My soul's in your hands.